I'm really very glad to invite our colleague N.Spuling from Germany. She is so young, interesting, attractive. She is a future mother of a cute child. She is a very communicative person as well as a good specialist in international.
After graduating from the University of Munich, I spent 1 year in Japan. So I obtained a scholarship of Japanese government to obtain my Master of Laws.
What need students to enter the university, to the foreign university? What documents, maybe exams or
what you need definitely
else?
is you need to pass examination in German. So and on pretty high level, like I think so C1, this European framework C1, that you must pass. There are different also national German exam like this. It is like German law exam for entrance to universities, and then of course they look because if you graduate from.
What is our recommendation for international students who are trying to go for a seasonal contract law in Germany?
Okay, recommendations for foreign students who wants to study contract law. Contract law?
Yes.
Okay, contract law in Germany. It's like, thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, it's in Germany, it's the specialty of studying in Germany. If you study in Germany, so you can study like a full-time program. It's like 5 years or 6 years or 7, depend how fast you are or how slow. And then you have a final exam. It calls for state examination, and this is very tough because you need to know all the material from the very first semester. It's not like a normal master bachelor studies that you just learn one semester, you pass exam and you forget it, and then you go to the next semester, you pass exam and you forget it. It's like you learn and learn and learn. Probably you forget it, but you must need it during your state examination, which is very tough. And that like maybe like only 60–50% who pass. And it's the one way. Another way, if you go for master studies, there are like many universities proposing this path that you are a foreign lawyer or you have graduated from law school abroad, and then you can just study 1 year or maybe 2 years at a university in Germany, and then you can choose a subject that you like.
And I just will answer some more questions. If it's possible that students, for example, from the law faculty could work with the professionals, like, for example, you are the lawyer, yes, and I'm a student. Could I work with you? Could I come to you and practice? Could I get some more information from your company? Could I learn from your cases? Is it possible, or it is protected by the law? It is confidential or something like this?
I mean, this is, of course, it's lawyer works, it's confidential, and it's also covered by special secrecy and professional laws that you need always, if you work for a lawyer, you need always to sign a package of documents, but it's not a problem. And I think it's, well, at the moment of pandemic, not, but it's, of course, a student can come and for internship or for any training to law offices. Okay, to my office, to be honest, I'm so busy that I would not have time in the moment just to train the students that to help them, because it depends also, you must define also what is you interested in, because if you would like to go to court proceedings, that what, for example, I'm not doing, maybe in future. So what I'm doing, it's like just consulting job. So I consult company what is their strategy, how they, also privacy law, how they implement data privacy laws and regulations. But there are many law offices, bigger law offices that have really like internship programs. So they are very well advised and also very well trained, because it's already like a program. So they have some cases, they study that.
Okay, Natalia, but we know before you became self-employed, you had been working in a company where you have been also boss, but you have some employees, yes?
Well, I wasn't a boss. I mean, I was employed, like not self-employed. So I had a job as a lawyer at a company 3 years. It was supplier for pharmaceutical industries, where I did a lot of legal work, but also did privacy, also labor law a bit, different thing what a commercial counsel is doing. Then like 3 years, and then I worked 1.5 years at a law office, but also as an employee lawyer. So what I did also only privacy law before opened my own office. But also in Europe, also abroad, it's a process personal data of European residents. So it's like European level law, and then you have national laws and data privacy. And in Germany, it's very, very strong. It was also earlier it was strong, but after introduction implementation of GDPR, the problem is it's very expensive if you not comply. I give you an example. You know all these H&M, Hennes Mauritz, the red letters, this mode, that fashion label, and they paid 35 million euro for infringement of privacy law because they collected personal data of the employees that they were not allowed to do. Just to give you some example how expensive it could be. And also a smaller company all need to implement a data privacy program, so make documentation, comply with laws, so they cannot just collect your data and process it without your consent, for example, or they cannot just. Amazon is doing, Amazon just put like a trackers on your arm and or on your wrist, and then just look how fast the employee are going, or why they're going slower, and so on. That is, I think currently it's also against Amazon. There are some proceedings in Germany, so I'm not aware about the details, but.
Thank you, Natalia. The next office. And can you give us the best memory from those times when you worked with people, when you were not self-employed till those time? Do you remember?
Well, I think yes, it's one. I mean, working for a company. I think the most highlights were always because it was like a very small company, but very specialized. A small company, maybe 200 people, very specialized on pharmaceutical software. So we had to negotiate with companies from all over the world. So you have like legal department from whatever huge pharmaceutical companies where like 30, 40 people employed. And if you have like 10 lawyers in front of you and you are like one or two lawyers department, so it is very challenging. And especially if they confront you with a foreign privacy law or foreign commercial law. So it was always for me challenging just to learn how to deal with this, how to perform. That's also my experience. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. Did you have such experience? Yes, from your private.
Yeah. I have since tomorrow, for example, I have another negotiation round with Works Council. So it's just okay. It's my part is always data protection, because sometimes from the data protection perspective, it doesn't contradict to the law, but from labor law perspective, it contradicts to the law. Because if I say, okay, but if the employee gives a consent, or if you have, for example, legitimate interest to present the data, but the workers can say, no, please, it's labor law, so we cannot track all the performance or stress our employee as much. So as, for example, Amazon is doing, Amazon just put like a trackers on your arm and on your wrist, and then just look how fast the employee are going, or why they're going slower, and so on. That is, I think currently it's also against Amazon. Dreaming, it becomes fantasy. It will not be real. And once you've done this is my personal experience, just sitting and dreaming, it won't help. And even if you take some actions, you must understand, okay, why I'm doing this now. Of course, it can be because I just like it or I have fun, but for your personal, for your career, just very strong discipline and never give up, because